Hello and welcome to the Pink Hair Girl podcast. For once I'm saying the intro. I'm Rachel and this is...
Your mom. Hello, I'm Sally Jane and it is so lovely to have you back with us again. Sorry we missed last week, but we were having our kitchen retiled.
Yes.
And you did not want crash, bang, hammer,
Dang.
thump. Yeah. So, welcome.
We recorded an entire podcast a second ago but then realised we hadn't been recording.
I am very sure I pressed record.
Well, you see, Mom had to go off and find her label for her one thing and press stop recording when she went off to go find the label.
No, I don't think I did though, because there isn't even a segment of what we did before.
So basically,
I don't know. It's just somehow I thought I pressed the thingy, and somehow we recorded a whole lot of nothing. Yeah.
So we recorded for about half an hour to an hour
of nothing.
of
Yes.
nothing.
Yeah. It is extremely windy outside. It is Cape Town's very, very windy season. So if you're hearing great gusts of wind outside, that's what it is. Or howling or whistling noises, it is the wind.
It's the wind.
Yeah. So, I think I should show you, first of all, since it's already the 15th of February, whatever month we're in, November.
I think, didn't you?
I should show you my Halloween parcel from Wool Diaries. Now, you will know that we did a Halloween swap together, so it all came in this lovely orange box. It was very Halloween themed. Everything was very Halloweenish. Did we have this conversation before about whether it was Halloweenish or Halloweeny or whatever? So I got stitch markers. Halloween themed. I got all these little stitch markers.
Now, Mom, when we record this one, we're not going to know what we've recorded already.
I know. Hold my hand here. There were little spiders and skulls, and if Rachel takes a few individual ones out, then she can show you.
Yeah.
But just pick one up and...
Okay. So, here's a skull and crossbones.
If you keep it on my hand, because it's focused on my hand, then you can just show...
Yeah. There we go. Skull and crossbones.
On the floor.
On the floor now. And a skull.
And they're little bats. And spiders' webs.
I'm trying to find them. Some of them are on the hooky thing and some of them are just on the
lobster claw. Isn't it called a lobster claw?
I think so. Here's a spider web with a little spider on it. And then there should be a spider somewhere.
And there's a bat there.
A spider and a bat, which I said looked like a scorpion. If it isn't in focus. Yeah.
Anyway, so those are all my stitch markers, and then lots of the little roundy ones.
And here are some of you failed to pour out all the ones that are sort of just
the little roundy ones, yeah.
The ones that I like.
So, loads of stitch markers, because remember I was moaning the other day that I didn't have. Here it is. I didn't have stitch markers. Now I've definitely got a lot of stitch markers.
Then for this one.
Yep, you can show that one.
It's still coming up yellow. Maybe put it close.
It is a skull.
Yeah. It's still not coming up the right
goblet. If we put it behind the blue wall. Nah.
Behind my blue shirt. No, it's like a very bright orange.
Orange, it doesn't matter.
It's like Oros undiluted.
I don't think you get Oros overseas.
It's like
it is like undiluted Oros.
On the and then on the screen it's diluted.
Like diluted Oros, yeah.
Oros,
which is like a orange squash.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got my goblet, and you will notice it's not eaten. Licorice toffee, which I love. Sally and I both like licorice. And then two, you'll also notice not eaten, Lindt chocolates.
They remind me of like carrots. Like
carrots?
Like, you know how you can hold like a little...
I
thought they were like little zombie carrots.
Ghost and a little pumpkin.
Because you know how like this looks like almost the carrot leaves and you can like... and you see a carrot. Then these ones?
Yeah.
Mom got this one. It's very hard when they're the wrong way around on
four.
One.
Wrong way. way. That white thing up there is a scent burner. So you put the thingy in that tray, and then there's a tea light that goes underneath, and then it makes your house smell nice. So these are kind of spicy.
These are the country kitchen ones.
Yeah.
This is orange spice, and then this one is. This one smells a bit like, you know how Gran made the orange ones with the cloves stuck into them with the cinnamon.
Yeah. And then some little, almost like cake topper
fondant,
sweetie decoration thingies.
Beautiful.
And then that was around the box that Rachel's got, which was a
blood
decapitator.
Do you want to put it around my neck this time rather than strangling yourself? Mom,
seems like it's strangled.
Mom put it on too tight last time.
Your neck's too skinny. There you are.
I've been decapitated.
And then, saving the best for last, Sally knitted me an entire exploration station by Stephen West, which is incredible.
This time we're going to get it in the screen. Okay. Ooh, okay. This way, stop.
Lift your side up a bit. Lift your side up.
Me up, now middle.
There we are.
And so it sort of goes, this one, it goes that way. Okay, I'm going to have to do it from this side. This one goes like that, and then that one goes like that until they pan out into starting to just go into lines.
It's amazing. I love the colours. It's in very Halloween colours, and I love it. 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 I love it.
Mom,
it's amazing.
Mom has been waiting to wear it.
I know. Well, I did. Then the first night I got it, I wore it out to my mother-in-law, and then I put it away carefully in the box so I could show it on the podcast. So I really, really love it very much, and I cannot believe she knitted me an entire shawl. I only knitted her a pair of socks.
Mom made a mistake by saying them.
I know. I didn't keep it very secret. Sally said she knew I was either knitting her socks or mittens or gloves or whatever, and she knows that I know that she doesn't wear mittens or things like that, so then she didn't know I was making her socks.
Well, you could have been making her like a glass or holder.
But I wouldn't have said them. They, I think. I know. I'm not very good at the surprise stuff. But anyway.
Did you look at when Sally was showing us? Did Sally show us?
Yes, but I didn't look. I didn't look at all. I didn't know at all what she was
I should
making.
have looked and been like, Mom.
It was a big surprise.
Working on.
What are we working on? So, I am still working on my socks. Mostly because I really haven't knit on them. Yeah. But the rib seems to be taking forever. And I keep counting the rows, and I'm very sure that I had more rows, and yeah. So it is the pink and purple socks, the yarn that my friend sent me. I was going to do a pattern, but it's actually quite variegated, and it didn't look nice for the pattern. Yeah. So I'm just on the last bit of rib. I like mine, if you fold them over, to be exactly the same length. But for the socks I made Sally, I made sure that she likes the leg of the sock to finish at the toe and then to put the ribbon.
I was like, Mom, what are you doing?
So that's what I did. I know. So that's what I did. I actually knitted even longer than I would normally knit on my socks to make them the way she likes them.
Well, that's a good friend.
Well, I think it's a good friend that she knitted me an entire shawl and I only knitted her a pair of stinking socks, but hey. Yes, so I've only still got one of those. And this is in my bag from Krimpfarki. And her little labely thing is called, what? Easy Beauties. Oops, and now the needle's over it. I'm not sure if she's selling them yet. But anyway, that was that.
Then, has your one got the little hedgehog on it? Yeah. They all have these little hedgehogs on them.
Because a Krimpfarki is a hedgehog.
In Afrikaans. I thought it was a warthog for some period of time.
Warthog? What's a warthog? I want to say an Eystervark, but I'm not sure. That's an iron pig. Is it an Eystervark?
What's an
warthog? Eyster is iron. Iron pig. I think it's an iron pig. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure it's an iron pig. Right, and you, what are you working on?
My spinning.
Rachel is trying to convince me that it's a lot further than it was last time.
Yes. Then, is it focusing?
It is a little bit further than it is last time. I mean, a lot further is when you finish that whole piece that you're working on.
I've only got this much left of this piece.
And then you've still got like...
This is the other half. Because they came with 2 plats and then...
And then you've got 3 more of them. 4 more of them. Okay. Anyway. So, that is the Geeks Like Rainbows 2 by Countess Blaze, which you all know by now because it's been going on for ages.
But I did one, and then I stopped, and then I've done another half. Now for the thing that we've blabbered on about.
Which thing we've blabbered on about? My shawl?
Yeah.
I still haven't... I should have, now that we'd had to stop and start again, I should have got to the end of the row, although that would take me 4 years. Right, so I am in the middle of a row. Oh, if you are doing the building blocks and you don't want to see what's happened, yes, even though it's quite a long time afterwards, and most people have seen the stuff on social media, but if you don't want to see, by any chance, I'm on section 8, you can look away.
And turn your volume down.
So there is what I've done, and I cannot remember where it was when I showed you last time.
It was here because you were talking about
brioche, yeah.
So you've done
that one. So I've decided to make the medium size. The small size ended with this one, but then you've not done the last, because there are 4 colours. Then you've not done these. So there's one that Rachel's pointing to now, and then 2 is the pink.
You mean the plain ones?
Yeah.
Plain.
There. And then the last one I'm doing here. So you could end there, but then you wouldn't have done the last colour in a plain section. So I decided to do the section 8, which is the last one that you do in a sort of plain section. And then there is a section 9, but I'm not going to do that.
What colours does section 9 combine?
I don't. For me, the shawl is already very, very wide. It's not very long, but it's extremely wide. It's already 500 and something stitches. And I honestly am a bit bored as well.
You can wear it as like a blanket.
Yeah, which is fine, and I will wear it, and I do like the colours, and I've looked on Instagram, and I do like the way people wear them, and it looks nice and all the rest. But I honestly cannot do another section on this. I'm done. The sections are interesting in that they change, and he does different things with them, but they are now just incredibly, incredibly long. And this section is a plain one, so it is a bit boring. So I wanted to carry on doing I want to start my November sweater, because I'd really like to finish the November sweater in November, in that sort of Nanny Shwemo challenge, like people who write a novel in the National Novel Writing Month, NaNoWriMo. This is the sort of sweater knitting month, and I really, really wanted to get a sweater finished. So I am doing about 2 rows of this a day. And then, I mean, I would have just finished it otherwise, but I would really like to do the November sweater. So I decided to just put this on the back burner because it's got no specific time in which it has to be finished. Yeah.
I'm going to challenge you the end of the year.
I don't know, I'll definitely have it finished by then, because once the November sweater thing is finished, I don't have any great deadline thing to do. And so then I can do it. So I will.
Don't you
have the Christmas socks to do?
You have
Christmas socks? No, I'm not making Christmas socks.
Aren't you? I thought you. Isn't there the Christmas knit along that happens every year where you make Christmas socks?
Yeah, people do make, or people cast on socks on Christmas Eve or whatever. And I'm not knitting this year for Christmas for anybody, so I could possibly cast on the Christmas Eve socks, but I've got nothing else.
You should start on the 1st of December, knit yourself by the 25th, which I'm not sure that it'll take you too long, or be that
knit yourself a pair of socks. If I'm going to knit anyone a pair of socks, I should knit Papa another pair of socks out of the yarn that's supposed to be his Christmas. His Christmas present.
You have a lot of socks.
Well, socks are nice, and I knit them.
Okay.
If you got knitting, you could also have some socks.
I have 3 pairs, and that's enough for me.
That other people made you.
I made one of them.
It's true.
And I did half of the one, but it turned out too big.
Yeah, so I was going to see if I could get to the end of the row to show you how wide it was. Well, I will carry on knitting and then I'll ask you what else you're working on, and then maybe I can get to the end of this row
Okay.
by the time you're finished.
My drawing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rachel's been doing some drawing for part of her crafting instead of just sort of knitting or spinning or whatever. So
This one here. This one's been teared out. We teared out about a few minutes ago to spray seal it, so it is a wolf. And I've been working on it for 2 weeks. I worked on it and then I finished it. So that one's been finished, and then I started a animal print hand. I was bored, so I started playing around, and I have the leopard print, peacock, giraffe/cow. This is very hard, Mom.
I know, doing it backwards.
And then zebra, and these two are yet to be decided. The rest of, okay, I'm going to have to look at it like this. The rest of the arm is going to be jaguar print and then leopard print. They're all slightly different, jaguar, cheetah and leopard print.
Are they?
Some are smaller, some are bigger, and some are spotty.
And what were you doing on the hand part?
And the hand is going to be a tortoise. And in the middle is this little circly doodary thing I made.
And what are the other fingers? You haven't decided yet.
Haven't decided.
What other animals have you got that have got?
There are lots of other ones.
No, I know, but what has got a print, a sort of recognizable print?
Well, I thought of doing fish scales on the one.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And then the last.
Is there something insecty?
Like?
I don't know. I'm asking.
Because I have birds, I have giraffes, and I have zebras, and I have leopards, and I have tortoises. And
I suppose fish and reptile scales are quite similar.
fish I can do. What have I left
Fish
out?
scales, snakes, reptiles.
All I've left out are bugs.
I know. Butterflies?
How do
Is
you
there a
do?
specific butterfly kind of wing pattern that you
Not
could do?
really. What would we think for a bug? I could just draw lots of little bugs on it.
Little ants, little dots.
Not sure.
I don't know, you'll have to look at some animal print design
Animal prints.
things on the computer to try and get an idea. Hey.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell them about the outing you went on last week?
Okay, so last week Friday we went on a homeschool urban farming outing with our friends. And you arrived and we looked at the animals before it started. Then there's a table, and every family had a file, a little bag with your seeds and your plants in it, and then 4 wooden planks. And we built boxes.
It's called square foot gardening. So it was quite cute. They made each family a little set, and then as a family you built a square foot box. It was good. All the kids got a chance to do hammering and nailing and stuff, even though Rachel was convinced her brother should not be allowed to do any of it.
I had to do, because you get those little pegs that are 2-armed and they look like that, and you
Sort
hammer
of
the middle.
U-shaped peg, yeah.
You hammer the middle, and the boys couldn't do those. I did all of them.
But they all got to do some hammering, and then we didn't plant into our boxes. They were to take home. They would be too heavy to transport if you'd put all the soil in and everything.
And we wouldn't have any space.
Yeah, so they practiced mixing soil and filling boxes and choosing companion
we filled
plants
some of their
on
boxes.
their boxes on their farm. Sort of, so they had some pre-built boxes, and then the kids mixed the compost and the peat moss.
We split into teams, and
so it was good because they made them split into small groups all the time, which made it really manageable, and it worked really well.
And then we went off to go do chickens. So we learned what they eat, what they should and shouldn't eat. We learned what types of chickens they were. This is more for people who don't have chickens.
Well, it was supposed to show with the square foot gardening and with backyard chickens how even though they've got a micro farm, that you can do backyard urban farming with very little space. You can have a very small amount of space and still be able to keep chickens and grow your own vegetables.
They had a certain breed of sheep. I think Mom liked the sheep a bit, with long tails.
They were meat sheep.
Like tail's about so long. I've never seen a sheep with a tail.
It's such long tails.
Very-
Yeah, like a dog.
I've seen like
almost.
tiny tails on a sheep before, like Rottweiler, like the old Rottweiler
Yeah.
tails. But these were really long tails, and then they had about 3 sheep, and then 1 lamb, and they had 4 bulls that they were raising for meat, and then they had chickens.
And then they got to build a little chicken coop and chicken shelter out of pipes. It was quite cute. They put numbers on the pipes. The children had to put them all together and put shade cloths over to make a little shelter for chickens. And it showed you how to make a little nesting box. It was all really cute, actually. Yeah.
So, and they had lots of little couple-day-old chicks. And
It was hot. It was very hot. Okay, so I have finished this off. If you hold that end, I
Okay.
finished this off the
Whee.
needles. And I don't have, my cable isn't long enough to show it actually stretched out. So it is, I mean, this is, like if you see here, this can stretch quite a lot more. It's significantly.
It's a very stretchy shawl as
No,
well.
it will just the length, not even
Yeah,
very
but it's-
stretched, but it's very bunched up on the needle. I mean, it's very,
But the
look
way
there, it's
the
bunched up.
where the shawl's designed, it's very stretchy.
Yeah. So it is very, very, very long. Wide. Very, very wide. I mean, if you compare
2
it and
meters. Do you think it'll be 2 meters?
it'll be longer than this. The exploration station is not a small shawl,
It is pretty big.
and I've still got to do the I-cord bind off, which is going to be quite a
Oof.
challenge. Oops.
We've got it back to front, haven't we? No, we don't.
No.
Do, 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 do.
Yeah, I mean, it's still, and I can't spread it all out. It's still significantly wider than the exploration station.
About 2 times.
No, not quite. I mean, it's
I'd
not in
say-
the middle. It's not quite. Yeah, it's about that much wider.
And this is a very.
So I don't want it. I'm not doing the last section because you cast on this tube edges of this much more on each side each time you make it larger. So I did get to show you how wide it is, but I do like it. The colors are very pretty, and I think that probably if you wear it like I wear most of my shawls, if you do sort of wear it like this. Oops.
Didn't Stephen West say you must sort of like always throw your shawl
I
on
don't
and then
know.
fiddle it around?
I don't know.
But he always gets his shawls to look really nice no
I
matter how he
know,
puts
this
it
is
on.
not very nice on the needles, but anyway, something like that. Something like that. So I put this down because I wanted to start the November sweater, which I did, and I'm knitting it in 3 Irish Girls yarn, which I got in a D-stash. There's the 3 Irish Girls, and it's in Springvale Super Merino, which is a DK weight. And I'm doing a pattern called Opera.
The opera jacket. Opera cardigan.
No, it's a sweater. So you'll see the top part is the lighter color. Well, I'm doing it the lighter color, and then you go the lighter color down the first part of the sleeves, and then the bottom is a different color. So it all went well with the top part.
We had a long conversation.
Yeah, we had a long conversation about this in the last. It all went well in the top part, and I blocked this to make sure that it was going to be big enough because I was worried at one point that it wasn't quite big enough.
It was
yeah,
a small.
but it does. So this looks a slightly different tension, but it's not. It is just the one part's blocked.
Oh, and you actually swatched for this.
I did, because her yarn in the pattern has silk in it, and silk behaves very differently. And so I did want to check that my yarn was very different, and I did go up a needle size and a pattern size in the end. Oh, you're bringing my swatch to prove it?
Yes, and I'm also plugging my.
I actually swatched, yes. But this part is flashing. And I only noticed that I'd taken a photo, I'd put it on Instagram, and I only noticed it later. It is, oh, I've got to go here. Look, it makes a flash down there. At first I didn't notice it. Here's my swatch. See, I actually swatch. Mostly, I mean, as I said before, to swatches lie anyway. It was really just to get a rough idea of gauge.
Mom had a whole rant the other day about swatch.
Because no, but my yarn is so significantly different to the pattern that I did need to see what it did when it was washed and a rough idea of gauge. So now I don't know what to do.
So
the options are
pull
that
it
I
out.
can frog it back to here, and then I don't know do what with it. Or I can carry on and ignore it and pretend I don't see that there's a big flash across my
Or you can do Rachel's
chest.
methods.
Or I'm alternating. Sorry, just say I'm alternating yarn at the moment. I'm alternating 2 out of the 3 balls that I've got. The option is to start alternating 2 rows of each colour of all 3 balls of yarn.
That was my idea. And if you just pull back, lift it up.
I'd probably need to pull back to, oopsie, this way,
Wait,
round
there.
about here, because from there
And then
you
if you do your 3 rows
3
of
balls, then hopefully it wouldn't make a big. You see with the red, it's kind of starting to pull.
Is
and
it the
it's
red
making a
that you're
flash.
looking at?
Well, it's the bit where there isn't red. You can just see there's significantly a patch along. Oh, it's next to impossible to do it when it's completely opposite to what you're doing on the. So it goes there, and then you can see it kind of
You
along
almost
here.
have to follow your
Doesn't
finger.
have any red, and then it does that.
Mum, because if I put my hand here,
Yeah,
to me it
feels
over
like
here.
Yeah. So, and I really want to finish this sweater in time for the November sweater thingy. So there was part of me last night that when I discovered it, thought, oh, just to heck, I'm going to keep going. But a great big flash in the middle of your chest area is not really ideal. So, and I'm busy doing the body shaping and everything. So I may, it's quite a lot to
I
pull
said just
out.
pull out about half of it and then do 2 rows in each ball and then just repeat that because that's a big enough section between each ball, because this is just 1 row in between 2 balls, so the flash will still come out. If you do 2 rows of each ball, 3 of them, it will come out without a flash.
Hopefully.
If my math is correct.
And here's the back. The back's doing it less. It's got a little bit, but it's doing a little bit there as well.
So do the Rachel technique.
The Rachel technique. So I'm a bit disappointed with that because I really actually just wanted a quick fast sweater, but I can't knit with only 1 ball because if I knit with 1 ball they are different. So when I change over to the next ball, it's not be enough to finish it in 1. Then you're going to notice it.
So do the Rachel technique.
I'll have to do the Rachel technique. So I'm a bit sad about that.
Have to stop your sweater from flashing.
Yeah, the Rachel technique. 2 rows with each of 3 different balls. Hey.
Guaranteed not to
my
flash.
shawl is living in my knitted pearlet love it bag, and that was what Sally brought me back from Texas. And what I had said when we recorded, and then we didn't record it before, was that I have a lot of yarn left over. A lot. This colour I had dyed 2 50-gram balls because it called for 100 grams of each one. Look, my yarn is a bit thinner than what he uses, so it could be that, but this is what I've got left of the first 50 grams, and that's the rest. I mean, it's quite a lot left, and each of the balls I've got a significant amount left of each, so I could make something else with these I like this color combination. I'm not sure that I want 2 things with exactly the same color combination. What, and then wear it together?
Yeah. Or socks. No, some of those can't be socks.
Yeah. So
mittens. That'll be like really cute, Mom. Like your
not sure I want to be really cute.
You'll be like really cute. You'll be like the person who goes skipping down the road.
With everything matchy, great.
And then you just have to wear purple shirt, your jeans, a pair of boots, and a hat in those colours, and then go.
So this is my bag. That the sweater is.
Calm and carry on.
And for a lot of what is happening everywhere in our country and other people's countries and all sorts of things, this seems to be a good.
It's basically you travel around the world.
A good motto, yes. Yeah. So that is.
Have we missed anything?
Our podcast. It's not very long because, as I say, I'm working on 2 bigger projects, and so there's not much else to show because that's what I've been working on.
Yeah, and Titus has to go to a friend in a minute.
Yes. So, second time lucky. Whenever we do this, whenever we don't record and we have to record the next one, whenever we do it, we seem to record a super duper efficient, quick, we're over and done with podcast
because we sort of narrowed down everything we said in the last one and figured out the actual points we were trying to make. So the other one, we were only halfway through and it was half an hour. This one we're finished.
We're done.
And it's half an hour.
So, short and sweet, thank you for joining us.
And we will see you next time.
Have a lovely week. Enjoy your knitting. If you're doing the November sweater, we'd love to see what you're doing. And
tag
we'll
us
see
on
you
your
next
Instagram
time.
post.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.